Howdy. So we've all been here, right? With a to-do list that has a bunch of stuff on it. Some of them are overdue, got a lot of stuff today, and even more coming up. And it feels like, even as you check things off, there's just more that piles up, or, you postpone something that you couldn't get to today, and it keeps going. I've seen a lot of videos out there that talk about, how to be better organized, how to be more productive, but not as many that have to do with how these to-do lists get so long in the first place. So that's what this video is about, is how we wind up in this situation. So what I'm showing you right now is Ticktick. Some of you might be familiar with it. It's a to-do app. I used it for a few years up until recently. And for the most part, as far as a to-do app, it's really cool. So one of the things I like about it the most is the what you would call the smart parsing. So, if I say take out the trash on Monday, it automatically recognizes Monday as a upcoming date. You can just hit enter and it automatically schedules it for Monday. I think that's a really nice feature. And as far as the calendar, I don't have access because I'm not paying for the premium anymore. But when I was using it, you can see a sample here. I was using this as my main calendar. So my Google and my Outlook calendar were all integrated into this. I would put events that were coming up into my to-do app. I would put everything in here. So most everything had a due date, which is something I want to talk about. So I also liked the widget that Ticktick has on the iPhone. You can hit the plus sign automatically, just add a task that way. Do it all the same smart parsing still applies, and then you can just see the tasks right there listed on your phone. Because it was so easy to add items or add tasks, I just ended up putting everything in here, right? Like I was just saying, I put events, I put ideas that I had, everything into this to-do app. And that is why I started to see, such a long list of stuff to do. So how did that happen?
Okay, so to help explain what I'm talking about here, we're going to use the analogy of the cup holder in your car. The cup holder is designed specifically to hold drinks. And even though you might use it for that, just because it's so convenient, you might end up seeing some trash in there, seeing some receipts, seeing some coins even just drop in here, and pretty soon it's just filled with a bunch of junk.
So to-do apps can be just like the cup holder, right? Where it is so easy to put things in the to-do app that you just end up putting everything in it because it's convenient. But then that makes your to-do list huge, and it makes you feel like you need to check off or complete all of these things that aren't actually tasks. So what's the solution? If the problem is that it's too easy to add tasks, then I feel like the solution has to be adding some friction to the task creation process. So you're slowing things down and thinking about whether something deserves to be a task or not. So for me, what introducing that friction looks like is writing things in a notebook or using Google Keep or some other note-taking app as a way to write things down first. And then, I'll periodically look at my notes and then, if something needs to be transferred over to my work to-do list, I'll do that. So this might seem like it's adding an extra step, adding some it's adding some unnecessary work to your productivity process or whatever. But that's the whole point, is that by adding that friction, you're actually thinking about, okay, what do I need to check off? And, what can just stay an idea, or what's just a random thought that I had that I don't actually need to do. So yeah, since I started doing this, my to-do list, both for work and personally, has gotten a lot more manageable. I find that I'm, regularly finishing my to-do list for a given day Whereas when I was using Ticktick, I was always postponing things to the next day or to the next week, and then I would just get like a much bigger list. And that's not surprising, right? Because it's not like I'm being more productive. I'm just limiting the amount that I'm actually putting on my to-do list. And that's nice for your peace of mind and everything too, and it just makes everything more manageable. So what's the key takeaway here? Like, I think that ease of use or intuitiveness in an app or any sort of digital tool is almost by default treated like a good thing. And like I talked about, with Ticktick, like adding a task that's due today, it makes it very easy to do that. But I think like it's good as a user, as the end user, to consider, is that intuitiveness or ease of use actually helping you, or is it making the app more engaging in a way that doesn't necessarily serve you, but it serves the people who are making the app or whatever? And it's nothing against Ticktick, like literally all apps do that. But it's just a question that I think like we should be asking ourselves more with apps. You can think about it in terms of AI with ChatGPT. Like, yeah, they make it really easy to talk to the chat bot and to share details about yourself and all of that. But who is that really serving ultimately? Like how easy it becomes to talk to the chat bot. It's something to think about because it's so easy to add tasks. In the example I gave with the to-do app trap, right, is that you end up conflating or you end up confusing the capture step of task management with the actual clarifying of what is a task and what is not a task. So you don't have you're just capturing everything and just assuming that everything's a task. So if you've had this experience with to-do apps or really like any other app where you felt like it being so easy to use was actually detrimental to you, let me know. If you want to see more stuff like this, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. I know it's been a while since I've made my last video, but I'm hoping to make more. And catch you on the flip side.